gonna be hard?
Can I let everybody in?
Hell yeah. And that is the best part.
Yes.
The best part
Here.
is pushing through the pain.
Here they come.
The best part is the challenge.
You need to have goals that seem out of reach. At least goals that are hard to reach. You pushing through all the crap in your way to get there. You clawing past all the demons to get to your goal. You climbing and climbing to reach the top of that mountain peak that no one thought you could reach. It's you hearing your body say no more, and then hearing your mind say, shut up, I got this. I'm in charge today, and you're coming with me.
You see, your mind is stronger than your body. And if you program your mind to always go one more round, to always push past what you perceive as your limit, to give more than anyone else would ever expect from you, sooner or later your body will realize this guy won't let up. So I'm just gonna have to grow with him. Your muscles in the gym and in life can only grow with resistance, with struggle, and by pushing the limits, by expanding expectations.
In the gym, putting a little more weight on the bar each time, going a little further each time, pushing a little harder each time. In your life, extending your goals a little more each time, learning a little more every day, expanding your mind every day, pushing the limits of what is possible for you until you break that barrier you need to break. Then you set a bigger goal, a more exciting goal. Add more weight, do more reps, add a new challenge. Challenge equals growth. You cannot and will not grow without challenge. And that's what I mean when I say the best part is that it's hard.
That's what separates the average and the great. The average run from hard. They hide from challenge. The great run towards it. They love a battle and they grow from challenge. Without challenge, life is dull and void of meaning.
Without pushing yourself in the gym, you will never get any results. In life, if you don't push yourself, if you don't have clear targets to work toward that require you to step out of your comfort zone, that make you uncomfortable, you cannot grow your character, and you will not grow your life.
So what do you want for your life? You want to take the easy road, or you want to take the growth road?
Push yourself. Start where you are with whatever you have and work toward what you must have. Become obsessed with your targets, and when you break through that barrier, give yourself a pat on the back and then get back to work. The time to grow is always now. Is there anything better in life than growing? No. That feeling, the knowing you push yourself to this point, you faced every challenge and you prevailed. There's not many better feelings in life. Challenge equals growth. You cannot and will not grow without challenge.
Discipline, hard work, sacrifice, hard work, dedication, hard work, relentless, hard work. I see the goal in the distance. It's far away. It's blurry. I don't know how I'll get there. I see the obstacle, the challenges, the demons. Blinkers on. I move towards my goal. One challenge at a time. I will face. I will destroy. I know nothing is stronger than my will. No challenge too great. No setback too large. I will get there if I don't quit. And I will never quit. It's the challenge that excites me the most. The growth, the journey, the pain that is a gift from the gods of growth. Don't back down from a challenge. Run towards it like a warrior. Destroy that challenge.
Hi, my name is Jim Padilla, and I'm a global impact strategist. My team and I create opportunities and connections designed to increase revenue, profitability, and purpose in all areas of life and business. I got started in 2014 by managing the sales of a 7-figure Build, Bear, and launch. After a successful launch, we decided to go down that path, and after $50 million worth of launches and events, we provide ongoing, evergreen, high-ticket sales support for businesses. What I love most about what I do is impacting the lives of hundreds of thousands of people through our clients' reach. Whenever I'm not working, I love to spend time with my wife, my family, growing my ministry, playing golf, and enjoying nature. The best way to reach me is by visiting my personal website, jimp360.com. or by showing up to some of our amazing workshops and boot camps that we provide. So glad to have you here on this Holy Week for many of us here as we're rolling into Easter weekend. And thank you all for being here to join us. We know that you could be spending your time anyplace else. And the fact that you're choosing to do it here is always something that we honor and never take for granted. This training today has a very, very specific theme, and want to impart a few things in you. And my goal by the end of today is for you to have a crystal clear understanding of what is going on in the ChatGPT space, how specifically we can enhance your offer creation by mastering this tool. And so that hopefully you will not be afraid of it in any way, that you will lean in and learn to make it work for you. And so that you can become the master of your domain in this space. See, times they are a changing, as they say, right? We are in a pivotal time in history, a very, very unique time in history, and some that we can liken to some very specific changes in times in yesteryear, right? In our years past. If you don't roll with it, it's gonna be like a train, right? Either you get on board, or you get run over by it. In 1440, the Gutenberg printing press changed the world forever. No longer was it having to write or hammer out on a tablet your copies, right? You were only as good as what you could do in the live moment. In the 1440, the printing press changed that for good. Books, mass printing changed the world forever. 1672, the combustion engine, the internal combustion engine. We now had an alternative to horses. Right? Of course, changed the world forever. In 1827, who's glad and thankful that Thomas Edison created a light switch, so you don't have to walk around with a lantern, that you get to just turn on a switch and have electricity in your home. Right? 1900, a very powerful change. In 1900, Henry Ford created the assembly line, which changed work and production and productivity forever. 1955. The McDonald's system. 1930, they were actually created, but the McDonald's system, when Ray Kroc took over, changed restaurateurship forever, right? And the ability to be able to have mass growth and mass production food. We can say whether that was a good or bad move, but bottom line is it impacted the world forever. In 1990, the World Wide Web came viewing to the public. It wasn't invented then, it became ready to the public, and game on, changed forever, right? Your life, how many different ways your life changed because of the internet. And for those of you young enough, maybe you don't even remember a life pre-internet, right? What about 2007? The iPhone. Now, I'm not an iPhone user, but because I'm an Android user, that came on the back of the invention of the iPhone. There's obviously been some other monumental moments throughout history, but these are, just imagine being around to witness a change as cataclysmic as some of these that we just mentioned, that are going to literally change the trajectory of society and life and business forever. You accompany that with critical time in life. Who remembers what happened in 2008? Who remembers what happened to you? Were you a victim? Were you somebody who got steamrolled or somehow impacted negatively? Or were you one of the select few that came out on the high side because you were prepared to take advantage of a down economy, where one of the greatest wealth transfers are made in down economies? More millionaires were born in 2008 to 2011 than were born in the history of the world previous. And that brings us to current times. Today, we have a very, very interesting time that's going on in the marketplace right now. And you accompany that with this incredible thing that's going on called AI. AI in retail format called ChatGPT. And you combine the two when we are in an economic collapse of some kind of retraction, and its change is bringing fear, concern, doubt, and anxiety to much of the marketplace. Many of those people are the people that you serve, and they need a solution. They need an outcome. They need an opportunity. And you are an opportunity maker. And this is the best time in the world to be alive if you're an opportunity maker. We get to witness some massive change in history. We get a front row seat. And for those who dare, we get to be in the driver's seat of how does this change affect the rest of the world? Who's excited about what is to come? Who's excited about being around right now in this time, if being born and being here for a time such as this? Because I sure as heck am. Right. So again, very excited to be able to share some things that are going on here. We're talking about offers today. We're talking specifically about ChatGPT, AI, how to leverage it as a tool and be able to put it in a position to serve you. And if you're thinking, I'm just not really sure, AI, ChatGPT, maybe I'm just going to go hide in a corner and wait for this all to settle down and sort out, and then I'll figure it out and jump on the train. I wanted to share some very alarming statistics to you, or very enlightening, however you want to see it. 50 million users. It took the telephone 75 years to reach 50 million users. It took the airline industry 68 years to reach 50 million flyers. It took the automobile industry 62 years to deliver 50 million cars and drivers. 38 years for the radio to have 50 million listeners, 14 years for the television, 4 years for 50 million users to be active on the World Wide Web, and 3.5 years for Facebook, 2 years for Twitter to reach 50 million, 35 days for Angry Birds, and ChatGPT, 100 million users in 60 days. And that was in January. Don't know the numbers now. Safe to say that is far beyond 100 million users. And what is that saying to us? You'd better get on the train or you're going to get run over by it. And what we don't want is for you to be this guy right here. Okay. I don't want you to be, what's happening? How come my computer doesn't answer the call when I put it there? How many of you are still picking up a rotary phone and yelling into it and wondering why nobody's yelling back? Because there's nobody on the other end of the line. Right? Hallelujah. You know what I'm saying, Carrie? Right? Gail Doby. I know I was thinking about you recently, Gail Doby. I literally just the other day, you've been on my mind. So I wish I materialized you. I manifested you here. This is awesome. So that's what we don't want, guys. We want you to be taken advantage of. We want you to be the heroes. We want you to be in the driver's seat and be part of creating the future as it comes. Right? You must be bold. I'm sharing my notes with you. This is my prompts here. These are what I'm talking to you about today. Right? I want you to be clear so that you understand where is your role? What do you need to do? You don't have to master the entire process. You don't need to know everything that is ChatGPT. You just need to understand how it impacts you and how do you leverage it for your success. You must be bold and confident and be the leader, because there are plenty of people around you, people who are looking to you to see what you're going to do, so then they can figure out what, or if anything, are they going to do, right? No fear. Understand that you've got now the power and the leverage of the world at your fingertips. And as intimidating and awesome as that can be, I want you to lean in and understand this is the best thing for an opportunity maker, because every time there is a problem, there presents itself an opportunity to share a solution. And this is what an opportunity maker is. This is what you are. These are the people who change the game, because every time the landscape changes, it just means there's a whole bunch of new problems to solve. Okay. And one thing that we have seen and learned in our hundreds of millions of dollars that we've generated, and very blessed to work with a lot of extremely successful people, millionaires, billionaires, like the common thread between them, there are many, but one that we see all the time is the people who are winning in the world are those who have learned to ask better questions, who have mastered the art of the request and playing the game in ChatGPT world, which is the primary app of choice right now. It's all about the ability to ask for the right prompts. When you can ask great questions, you get great prompts. Great prompts get great outputs, and the game changes. It's not just about having the tool, it's understanding how to leverage it, right? Most people, back when the automobile was becoming a thing, most people would ask, how do I get my horse to go faster? Some people might ask, how can I get more horses? Henry Ford asked, how do I get the outcome of more horses under one engine, under one lid, right? Different questions. You can only ride one horse at a time anyway. So no matter how fast or no matter how many horses you could get to deliver that output, you couldn't ride them all. You could only ride one. He asked the right question to be able to get multiple horses under one roof, right? That's the kind of question you want to be thinking about for you and for your business. What is the question that you need to be asking that positions you as the expert? Okay. For us, it's how do we get great offers in front of the right people at the right time to ask the questions, have conversations about the right thing at the right time. Hey, that's what our specialty is here. We've taken all of our expertise, what we know, what we have learned, what we have studied, what we have mastered in the world of offers and sales. We've been delivering sales. I've been building sales teams and making offers for 30 years plus. And but in the last 2 years, I've had a deep dive in the study and the art of offer creation and maximization. These are just a handful of the books that I've been reading, and not just reading, but in-depth studying so that you don't have to. Okay, so we happy to take them out, take a quick glance around to see what's going on there. I'm going to share this right here so you understand a little bit more about our business model and what we do so that you have relevance for why the rest of this conversation is going to unfold and how understanding the importance of working with somebody like us to cultivate an offer and why this training is going to be so impactful for you, because we're going to share just a few simple keys and distinctions that are going to change the game for you, hopefully getting you excited to lean in and embrace an incredible technology and have a front row seat for this crazy change that is going to be moving through the world right now and changing us forever. As a lifelong entrepreneur, I have always been a visionary, the person who dreams, strategizes, creates solutions to problems, and has ideas to bring businesses forward.
Jim is the visionary, and I am the brains and catalyst for expansion in our organization. After a long career in retail leadership, I realized I wanted a new challenge. This challenge presented itself as a business filled with passion and service, not only for our clients, but for the people that are transforming their lives with their products and services.
In 2014, after delivering $1 million launch, we decided that assisting other entrepreneurs by creating high-level sales teams to boost their sales was the path that we wanted to follow. Since then, Gain the Edge has provided strategies and elite sales teams to hundreds of entrepreneurs to generate more than $250 million worth of launches, events, and sales campaigns.
We provide solutions that free the business owners from having to spend their time generating leads and running sales in their businesses.
We analyze the sales flow, build tailor-made strategies along with their sales team to expand their reach and their revenue.
For most of our prospective clients, it's hard for them to believe that someone from outside of their business can step into their company and understand their audience.
It's hard for them to grasp that someone can sell the way that they can, or even better. Most people believe that their leads are better than they actually are. And most salespeople just think that they're better than they really are.
We provide the magic that improves all of that. After going through a primary analysis, our team will work together hand in hand with our clients to provide consistent, qualified booked appointments. We build systems and processes to ensure the sales team follows up from the first call to the completion of the sale.
Our team's sole responsibility is that revenue is generated every day.
So if you are a mid-6 to 7-figure entrepreneur that is committed to scaling and has recognized that it is not the best use of your time to be the head of sales and run a sales team,
reach out to us at jimp360.com. Schedule your sales team assessment call and determine how we can scale your business with our high-performing sales teams. All right, so I share that just so we can do that in an abbreviated format and you understand the reason we're talking about this, the reason we're relevant in this conversation is because we make offers all the time at scale. We run 25,000 sales conversations a year of all sizes, shapes, and varieties, and we've generated over $300 million worth of outcome. So we understand the importance and the effectiveness of creating a powerful offer. It is literally the most important thing that's going to happen. And the biggest change that you can make of all things that are weighted and scaled, aside from targeting the ideal person in the first place, is putting a qualified quality offer in front of them. So we are, we're going to walk through right now, going to talk to you about a couple of key pieces in terms of value proposition. And we have a core value here at Gain the Edge. One of our core values is ownership. And the core value of ownership primarily means that you're responsible to deliver the right outcome. Your job is to take ownership of the outcome. It's not your job to do the thing to get the outcome. It's your job to ensure the things get done, right? And one of the ways that I leverage that here is that we have team and strategy and tools, systems, and resources that work to cultivate and create powerful offers. When we work with our clients, our 7, 8, 9-figure clients, we're building offers for an event, for a campaign, for something that's going to deliver a 6 or 7-figure outcome. We spend 3 to 5 days building an offer. There's a lot of nuance, a lot of fine tuning. A lot of that is back and forth communication, et cetera. We know what to do. We know what goes into it. We know what questions to ask. We know what we're trying to create. Okay, so the key here that I've learned, I'm going to share some of the things that I've learned with you regarding ChatGPT in this process. It's literally not creating much of anything that we can't produce. It's that it's doing it in record time. It's giving us feedback and insight and the ability to leverage the resources that we have in record amounts of time. Okay, so based on my expertise, I know what to ask it, what to create it, where to lead it, how to engage it. And we built an entire offer action set for a client just last week that literally would have taken 3 to 5 days. We did in 22 minutes. And then we have an offer that's going to be in place for their event that's happening in a couple of weeks that we fully expect to deliver a high 6-figure outcome. Right. So that is the importance of this here. That's why I'm going to share with you. It's not just about having the tool, it's about understanding it. It's a tool in the right person's hands to try to solve the right problem is what we're after. Right. So who's excited about that? Are we in the right place, or did you take a wrong turn someplace here? We all okay. So help me out. And I'm looking at you guys here. This is where I see you. And you guys got to pay attention because we're going to move here fast. I'm a little bit behind where I want it to be, but we're going to move quick. Get on video for me. I want to see your beautiful smiling faces, even if you're shoving stuff into your mouth, whatever, because there's some important stuff here. And I want you to grab this. You're spending the time to be here. I want to make sure you walk away with the outcomes you're looking for. Right. So the objective here is that you understand the prompt sequence, the prompt formulas to be able to deliver the outcomes and the information necessary to have a powerful offer and a call to action. Right. So here is the piece, and we'll dive more into later. We're going to invite you shortly into a way to be able to take this apart and have our help to do it. But right now, I'm just going to give you the highlights. Right. Here's the thing that you want to be looking at. You want to be in this sequence. Everything that is happening in the conversation is born in this formula right here. Who are you? Who am I? Who are they? Who are you is the question you're asking of ChatGPT. You're not actually asking, although that is part of the process. You are going to tell it who it is. So who are you, ChatGPT? Who am I as the expert? And who are we collectively serving? Who are they as the avatar? Okay, who are you? Here's a few things to be thinking about. What are your accolades as a marketer, as a messenger? Just think of it every time ChatGPT comes to you, it's coming with a blank slate, right? Wouldn't you just love that everybody you talk to actually shows up with a blank slate so they're not constantly pushing back against the things you're telling them? I know, and I don't want to know, and I've tried that. No, you haven't, all of that good stuff, right? But it comes to you as a blank slate. But that means your job is to feed it what it needs for the context. Right, for this conversation. And every single conversation is different. Every thread is a different conversation. It does not remember what you told it in this thread and apply it to the next thread. So when you are opening a thread inside of ChatGPT, you are saying, who are you? You are a world-class marketer, mastery and direct response. You have an industry uniqueness. You have been catering to the psychology industry. You understand people's needs and emotions and fears and things that move them and things that wake them and things that they don't want to deal with, right? You understand how to move them and how to motivate them. And your expertise as a writer, you write in long form content. You are a master of direct response, right? You can give it as much context as it needs so that it can think and feel and move as this type of expert. And then it will start searching for the content and creating it with that lens, right? Then you go to the who am I piece. Okay, who am I? Who am I as the expert, right? What are my core values, right? We're a results-based company. We take partnership as core values. We do everything from the lens of ownership, meaning we take full ownership and accountability in how we communicate and what we do, and what kind of outcomes that we get. We have industry expertise in building sales teams and delivering sales systems and running large-scale conversion events, right? We have been in this industry for a very long time. We've been building sales teams offline and online for over 30 years, et cetera, right? We have a unique positioning in the marketplace as a virtual done-for-you fractional sales team that allows us to step in and be an extension of your brand in ways that nobody else does. Okay, now I have this here, Miss. Hopefully, I think I got to reshare my screen to do this, but there it is. Okay, so we have this document that we have created that where it's not essential for all of this. We spent a lot of money and 6 months of our life creating this and working with an expert to create this, but this is our brand guide, and it literally is 40 pages of everything about us and everything about our clients and their pains, their fears, their woes, their journey, everything that allows us to engage them in the marketplace. So what we are doing is I've been using this to feed into the formula, right? So feeding this into ChatGPT so that it understands this is everything about our client. This is everything about us. These are the concerns, the challenges, the fears, and the things that we're dealing with. So then it starts having context and starts understanding, oh, this is the way I communicate. Here's the person I'm communicating on the behalf of, and who's the person that I'm communicating to, which is one of our avatars is Danny. And we have Danny and Joanne. Danny is our 7, 8, 9 figure entrepreneur, and our 6-figure aspiring entrepreneur is Joanne. And we feed all of the details, everything that we're going to share with you and show you in this here briefly today. And the objective, if you see how this all ties together, is that you are working with ChatGPT to create a message for Danny. You are working with ChatGPT and your brand and your core identities to determine what style and what voice that message will be delivered in. So how will it make them feel? Happy, sad, funny, professional, right? There's no limits and no rules. There's only yours. All right. And the objective is, what are we sharing? What message are we sharing? And what communication style are we sharing it so that we can address the core problem that delivers a clear and powerful, compelling call to action? Making sense? Okay. So again, we're not recreating offers. We're just finding a very streamlined formula that will deliver a powerful outcome in that offer set. Right. So the top piece here is, how do I write it? Okay, then the middle section here is, how will it make them feel? Down here, then what will I share in that message? Okay, and what do I want them to do? But all of this needs to be factored in. Too many times we address one or two or some of this, but we don't address it to the depth or the clarity, certainty that we need. And usually we're not doing it frequently enough, right? Many times we're too busy running a business. Who's got time to master creating an offer every day? Especially if it takes you an hour, 2 hours, or 2 days to come up with a clear, compelling, powerful offer that's actually going to deliver an outcome, because most people's offers suck. That's just the truth and the reality of the matter. And with a sad offer and a not well-defined target and marketplace, you're going to be struggling. You're going to make sales in spite of yourself and not because of what you're doing well. All right. You tracking with me? Okay. So, whoops, where do we go? So here's just an sample of some of the questions and things you want to be thinking about when you're feeding the who are you component of the conversation, right? So you can say, okay, you're a poet, you're a musician, you're an artist, you're a fact finder, right? You're a performance artist. I guess I duplicated that. You're a comedian, you're a graphic designer, you're a video specialist, you're a documentarian, right? Maybe you communicate in documentary style, right? You deliver love and respect, or maybe you deliver anger and agitation. There's no judgment in any of this stuff. None of this is about emotion here. This is about how do you want to present yourself? I like to communicate in a contrarian style. I like to agitate people. I like to open up conversations that are relevant and matter. Right? I'm not a surface level communicator. I like to get to the point. I like to piss people off. I like to make sure I'm waking people up and let them know, guess what? You got something to do here, right? So you wanted to communicate on your behalf. Accolades and honors. What awards have you won? What publications have you been in? Writing expertise. Do you write books? Do you write direct response? Are you a brand advertiser, right? Are you a magazine writer? Are you a newspaper columnist who probably doesn't have much of a job these days? Are you a blog writer? In industry uniqueness. Do you have specialization in writing for children? Do you generate inbound activity? Are you an inbound actor? Are you a brand expert? Are you a wealth expert? Do you understand how to talk about money in a way that is compelling and not fearful to people? Or you communicate with the affluent? Are you a fictional storyteller? And these are just a handful. There's no limit, right? What are all the contexts that matter and that are relevant to you as you're speaking to your clients? Okay, so these are the things that we have fed in to the app. So we feed these things into the app, and we create prompts that deliver incredible outcomes as it pertains to the offer. Now, what does it mean? Are we going to put it in? Is it going to spit out a hologram and someone's going to make you an offer? We're not there yet. That technology is coming, and probably a lot faster than we think. But right now it's about this is the whole objective here is not to create something that you don't have. ChatGPT doesn't have its own intelligence. It's curating knowledge from the internet and it's bringing it to you. As if you went to your 6-year-old child and said, hey, go get this and bring it back to me. It's going to do what you tell it. It's not going to invent anything. It's going to take all the context that you've got, process at warp speed, and scroll the internet for the things that it sees as relevant, and it's going to bring you an outcome. And then your job is to say, that's good, but that's not quite it, or that's close, I like it. And I said, we found many things that are just as good or very exacting of what we would have delivered. And sometimes even a different nuance or more options. And again, does it with just record speed, right? So yeah.
Wow, who's excited? Yes. Love it. So we have a few questions, and okay. I love what you're saying. And, ChatGPT is the culmination of everything that's ever been put in the internet. Raise your hand if you believe everything that's on the internet. So that's your job as you're curating your offer and working with ChatGPT is you're curating, you're refining, you're removing the garbage, and you want the cream to rise to the top. That's your beautiful offer.
Right. And the thing you want to be careful of is because the good is both a blessing and a curse. The fact that you have access to everything in the world. Right. So it can scroll all the internet up to 2021, I believe. But and then it's going to make a decision based on all the data in the world. How many times does thinking about all the data in the world help you make a decision? Not very often. It's a very confusing situation. So your job is to work with it in partnership to curate that information and frame it and move it in a manner that is useful. And then once you give it the context, right, then you can start asking questions about it. Do you have all the information that you need? Is there something else you need to know to deliver this outcome? Is there something else that you want to know, right? Because then it's going to start curating a personality. Yes.
So we do have another question here from Amy. Okay. Her question is, how do you feed the information into the app? And as in literally, do I tell it what to do and who it is, and do I ask? And yeah, that's the most exciting thing. I was using it incorrectly. I'm an informer. I just like to tell people what to do. Yeah. And so, so I was just telling ChatGPT what to do based on me. And then Jim's like, that's not quite how you use it. Yeah. And he walked me through, and it's so powerful. So I know Jim's going to go into a little bit more of that in just a hot minute.
Yeah, that is Cindy. She loves to inform, and she's good at it. But the whole purpose of ChatGPT is to gain access and gain information from it, allow it to filter information to you, not you to tell it what to do, because it's not just a low-priced VA, right? We want to use it a little differently. And so I'm going to share with you a couple of examples here. And this is the piece that I want to make, the point that I want to make. I used to have this ridiculous car called a Geo Metro. Anybody ever have one of those or want to admit to having one? This was my Geo Metro. Woohoo! It was a 3-cylinder piece of crap, but I was grateful for it because it got me all around town. And one day the alternator went out, and I decided, you know what? I'm going to roll up my sleeves. I got a whole Saturday to kill. I'm going to fix this sucker myself. And I started digging in, and the alternator was in the worst possible place. You had to take the entire motor apart to get to it. The entire motor is like this big, like a lawnmower engine. But I got all the way down, and then I recognized we got to the bottom of it here, and there was literally a tool called the Geometro alternator bolt remover. And I decided, okay, I'm gonna go get this thing. And I spent $200 on this tool that I'm only going to use once in my life, which was stupid. And then I still couldn't figure out how to use it, right? Because what they want you to do is go to the shop and pay the shop to fix it. So I had to put everything back together and go bring my car down, have it taken down to the shop so that they could fix it. And the reason I share that is to understand, just because you have the tool does not mean you know how to use it. Just because you have the tool doesn't mean you're going to be able to fix it, especially not as compared to somebody who uses it every day and who understands. So that's the visual that I want to put in front of you as you're working with creating an offer. We create offers every day for a living, offers that produce, offers that stand out and that make a difference, right? And so you want to be able to operate with this tool called ChatGPT in collaboration with you and with our brain set. So that's what this process that I created is just a handful. I've been on multiple different trainings on ChatGPT in general, how to communicate with it. And what I've done is just put it into how do I lead through offer structure, and how can ChatGPT enhance that process and deliver. So the answer for Amy for what you were saying, how do you feed it in? What I do is I print it, I basically scan it and push it in and say, okay, chew these words up and then spit them out to me. No, I wish it was that simple. But basically what we do, it is almost that simple from this perspective, that document that I showed you, that brand guide document, it has everything that we need on those answers. So I literally copy and paste those. So if you don't have that document, that's great. You all should have some kind of avatar work you've done. What are the things that you know about your client? If you haven't, now's the time to do it, right? Just make a document. Put it in on a Google Doc. Here's everything I know about my client, their wants, their needs, their desires, their pains, their struggles, their fears, all of that stuff, right? The same thing that we have all here. Here's how we have ours broken out, right? By their identity, their needs and desires, and their preferences and rituals, right? And we've got a lot of work that goes into that, but all of that basically allows us to communicate to them and catch them in the place where they're thinking, where they're acting, where they're moving, where they're living. Okay. And then as it pertains to our stuff, right? Again, we go in there and it's our core values. It's how are we positioning? What's our purpose statement? What's our offer statement? What are our brand values? What is our brand promise? What's our differentiation? And so then we speak through that lens in the language of the ideal marketer who understands how to deliver great results and direct response quality for what we're looking for. And then we feed it everything it needs to know about Danny. And then we are in a communication process. And so what I want to do, I know this has been a quick walkthrough. We're going to stick around and share a lot more. We're not done, but I know, webinars as they are, typically a lot of people got to bounce at the hour, and I get it. So we do have an invitation that we want to make to you. We have a workshop coming up that Cindy's going to share with you in just a second here. That's coming up in a couple of weeks. I'm going to make this an irresistible, no-brainer offer for you so that you show up and literally we're going to walk you through this form. As soon as she shares that with you, I'm going to show you what I've created for what this outcome delivers. And we'll spend that time in our workshop helping you deliver that outcome. So you will have what we're calling an offer set. So it's not just, here's what you sell. You're going to be, I'm going to share just to tease you with it here. Just as this is what it looks like. It's based on all these different questions that you're going to ask it, but literally here's all of the documents and the outcomes that it'll produce that'll help you understand what's the pain point, what's the problem, what are the consequences of not solving the problem, how do you communicate about it, what are their concerns about the problem, what are they going to do with it, how do I address them, how do I overcome them, what are the hooks that I'll put in place that will make those go, what are the emails that can deliver in those hooks, what are the subject lines that should be appropriate to fit that. What are the 5 FAQs that I want to be able to address for the most frequently asked questions? What's the script for those videos? What's the email that should deliver those videos, etc. Up to and including, and as a bonus, we've got this thing set up so they can actually deliver your webinar, write the script for the webinar, and up to and including what are the graphics that I should put in each slide on my webinar, etc. So it's all you do. It's all the stuff you do for your business. But here's the problem. Most of you don't do it because who's got the freaking time? It's not that you don't know what you need to do. And it's not that you're not even good at it. Maybe you're decent at it. But again, we do it all the time, every day, and we're really good at it. And we've now figured out how to deliver this in record time, which then allows you, the most exciting thing that I am about this, we can literally deliver a new offer every day. We can test offers for different markets at different prices, at different sizes. Where does it fit? Where does it roll? How does it go? Right. And that's what we want to bring to you in this. And I hope you are looking at ChatGPT through a similar lens. How can you cut off a little slice? You don't need to master ChatGPT or AI. You just need to understand how to work with it to deliver a new, better, improved outcome for your clients and how you serve. Right? We're happy to work with you on that. That's what part of this offer creation package is. But I want you to start thinking about that just from a technology standpoint in general. So I want to invite you to our workshop. Cindy's going to share with you what are the details, and then we'll unpack more of what's going on and answer more questions.
Raise your hand if you think Jim's excited about offers and ChatGPT. I love it. And again, he just has a brain that goes and goes and goes and goes and goes and goes. I mean, to just continue to pull and test and gain all that knowledge and distinction out of ChatGPT is it's a gift. All right. So what we have to offer you is we would love to take this a step further. So I've seen in the chat, gosh, this is going fast. Is there going to be a recording? Yeah, there'll be a recording and it'll be helpful. But we want to come alongside you and spend more time and literally work with you, give you all these other prompts that Jim is going to share with you after I'm done here. And you'll walk away with your offer/offers really refined. So we're offering a group VIP day. A little bit about us. These are our core values: results, ownership, flexibility, optimism, and partnership. Flexibility, man, we have to jump into ChatGPT. If someone, any business owner is choosing to not look at this, learn it, adopt it, optimize it, it's going to cost you. You're just going to leave money on the table. If you haven't really looked at your offer in the last 6 to 12 months, we're leaving money on the table. That everything in business is always adapting and changing. We literally exist to create opportunities for the future, which means we remain on that cutting edge. We're open to new technologies, and thank heavens, Jim has a brain that loves to investigate and dive deep. So our team in this project would be myself and Jim, and Jason Jones is here. He is our in-house sales and accountability implementation coach. He works with our clients, and he's also a Gain the Edge sales rep. So the overall outcome of your time together with us in this group VIP is you're going to walk away with a premium offer you can clearly articulate with confidence and certainty. Raise your hand if you can do that now. Your new offer will position you to predictably attract high-value clients. You'll develop a network of partners that contribute to your lead generation and filling programs. You'll be highly sought after as the go-to solution in your marketplace, the number one problem you solve. You'll grow your company with confidence, and you'll take care of yourself and your family the way you really deserve and you desire. That's the power of an offer. It really, really is. So we're putting together a 4-hour VIP. It's your time with a small group, intimate setting to refine and recreate your offers so that they are literally irresistible. You're going to work with Jim and ChatGPT to optimize and produce a distinct and high-value offer that your clients cannot refuse. You'll gain confidence with the new platform. And again, you can then take these prompts and this system and put it in different areas of your business. So you'll have certainty with your value and expertise in the marketplace. And in working with Jim, you will create your biggest and boldest offer yet. Everybody has something in them that's bigger than you're currently offering. And we will, that'll be the byproduct of working together in this group. So it's going to be a 21-day fast-paced experience. I love small groups. I love VIP days. And this one's going to be very hands-on, workshop-y. You're going to get some things done. You're going to create your irresistible offer. And then we want to stay with you for 3 more weeks because you're going to forget some of the stuff you did. You're going to go back into ChatGPT the next day and you'll be like, it's not working for me. I don't have the right questions. I don't know how to get a different outcome. Jim's a great question answerer, a question presenter. I'm not. I don't ask a lot of questions. I just don't. So you're going to get Jim for the next 3 weeks with myself and Jason. We do a weekly 2-hour live coaching on sales, offers, actions, closing sales, moving forward. You'll get 3 weeks of that with us so you can continue to really refine your offer and start practicing. Go make your offers. Let us help you close some sales. That's what we're all about here. And then for those of you that want a little bit more, you're like, you know what, that sounds great. And I really need just to understand more about an offer creation in general. And I would love some one-on-one time. So we have an option there. And overall, when we're done with our 21 days, we're going to have a group wrap up. You're going to present your offer. It's going to be a pitch party. And again, that's how you practice. That's how you get good at offers. That's how you get good in business. That's how you come up with new ways to serve your clients as you continue to refine your offers and practice. And so we've made this a no-brainer, an absolute no-brainer. So if you would like to join us for the 4-hour workshop happening on April 14th and have the 3 weeks of group coaching afterwards, $500. That's it, man. That is it. If you would like the one-on-one coaching as well as the full complement of our compelling offer workshop and that membership, then that is $1,000 and it's 2 payments of $500. We are excited.
Guys. If you are, raise your hand if you have an offer that's $1,000 or more. Right. One sale pays for this and you get to use it over and over and over again. And for as long as you're in business, year after year and more. Right. So, just understand for clarity too, that the workshop is, yes, it's focused on offers. It's focused on giving you a strategy to collaborate with the most powerful tool on the planet at the moment to help refine and deliver your offers. So, and then the bonus, if you do the platinum experience, we have a compelling offers workshop. It's got nothing to do with AI. It's got everything to do with delivering compelling offers. Fine-tuning the avatar, the bleeding neck problem, the prospect journey, getting to the perfect intersection of pain and solution so that people know how to buy from you and why they should. I see a question here. It says, what makes a good offer? I mean, how do we evaluate if an offer is mediocre, good, or great? Well, typically your bank account will let you know. Okay. If your bank account is up and down and all around and you don't have revenue coming in, it's not because you don't have great solutions. I will guarantee all of you have fantastic solutions. Your offer just packaged poorly. Your offer sucks. And that means you have to sell it because you're the founder. A salesperson can't sell it because you don't have it in a process and a system or strategy. And it doesn't make sense to everybody else, but it makes all the sense in the world to you. And I get it because that has been me for many, many years in many different shapes and sizes. I used to be able to get on the phone and work the dog and pony show, work all my magic to get people to buy because we didn't have a great process for putting the offer in play. Right. And our objective is that an average salesperson can sell your products and services every day so that you don't have to be the bottleneck and that the whole system isn't in your head waiting for some magic to happen. So if you have to be the one to sell it for it to close, or if a rock star salesperson has to sell it for you to close, it's broken and it needs to be fixed. Amen. Amen.
We have some testimonials here. Sachin Patel, we worked with him for 9 months, generated over $22,138,000, and we reworked his offer. We created new offers with him because he had one offer. I'm like, wow, we're losing a lot of opportunity by not having another option to get your genius out and to help more practitioners. So he was open to it. We created a 90-day boot camp, and that's now his core offer. He loves it. This is Claire Zamet. We work with her on multiple events. I love this testimonial. Jim has the deepest depth of offer creation of anyone she's ever met. This woman's generated over $75 million in her business in the past 14 years. So she knows a thing about sales and offers and events. And again, this is all about, you go from good offers to great offers. And then
I'm going to go back to that. I want to share that real quick, just so you understand with that slide. She had 6K and 12K offers. We refined her offer structure and strategy, and we sold more units of sales and more dollars of sales at 14K and at 20K than she sold at 6 and 12. So it wasn't just, we didn't just make more money because it was a higher price. We actually sold more units because it was a more compelling offer that desired a better solution that brought people to want to invest at a premium level.
Yeah. Great point. Yeah, we don't raise prices just because we can. We raise prices in correlation to the value and the outcome and the transformation that your clients truly want, and that you can deliver in the right container with the right offer. This was Claire's marketing director. This offer would not exist without the hours of support, strategy, nuance, deep understanding, and partnership. Again, just an incredible outcome that we had. Joanne is our avatar, and she's a real human. We've been working with her for years. And this is what happens when you're in our network, and you'll be part of 3 weeks of our group coaching, getting that access to us. She's had her best months and her best weeks. So we want to work with you. We want to get your offer where it needs to be. And that can happen with an investment as little as $500.
All right. So again, we're not going to beat you over the head with this. If you don't understand that investing $500 or $1,000 is going to give you something that you can literally 100x your ROI this year, then I'm going to suggest that you go get a job, because maybe you don't really understand entrepreneurship and the power of being able to position yourself in the world so effectively. But this is what we're doing to help you, because we want to help you navigate this thing. I see a lot of people who are fearful on this right now. Like, I don't know what to do, or maybe I should wait. No, jump in. Just jump in with somebody who knows what they're doing for that piece of it. I'm doing the same in other places, right? So you want to be that solution. Plus, you'll just get a ton of ideas on how can you leverage this in other ways to be able to create more offers. So this isn't just about having an offer. It's about putting the offer in place that's going to make the biggest difference for you. And then how can you put so many offers in place that you can test the results and the outcomes, and all of a sudden you have more revenue streams, et cetera. Okay. So I want to go back to the screen here. If there's any questions, please ask, but I'm going to go back and share you just a bit more of what exactly we're going to work with you on. All right. So as you saw here, like, these are just some of I love that, my Metro. It's not mine, but it was darn close.
That's when he was driving. We started dating, ladies.
Yeah. That's how I know the woman loved me, because I had nothing else to offer but that piece of crap. Right? She wasn't getting in my joyride. We were in my hoopty. So, you want to be able to ask different questions, and you have to be able to solve different prompts, and we got ways to word them and curate them. So who are you, ChatGPT? Who am I? Who are they? Right? What's the problem? What's the pain? What's the pleasure? What's the message? How is it to be delivered? What's the framework of the conversation? What's the collateral? Right? Is there anything else I need to send to them? Is there anything else that needs to be a part of this? What are the hooks? What is the call to action? What's the story? What's the format that it's delivered in? What's the flow of this conversation? What are the limiters to the offer? What are the bonuses that can entice and enhance? What are the precursors? A precursor is, what's a problem I need to solve before I solve this one? I need to get my offers dialed in. But first I gotta make sure I have some consistent lead flow. Okay, awesome. So when you get the $1,000 package, right? And you, again, super simple, but you get extra support, you get that time, and you also get access to, I believe, Leads Made Easy bonus and a 1-inch mile exercise, which are things that we've done that have mastered dialing into the unique pain points and problems of who to get in front of and who are the people that I should be sharing this with in the first place. So we'll help you get great distinctions around bringing in more of the right people to be able to present your offers to. Okay, so all of this stuff, what are the problems that they need to solve first? beforehand. And this all, again, it's all in this formula that we put together. What are the invitations I need to make? What about graphics and videos and copy and social and there's no end to this. Here's what's going to absolutely happen, I guarantee, is as we start working on this, we spend a couple of weeks working together. We work in the workshop, and over a couple of weeks, we are all going to learn a bunch of new ways to do this even better. Because I'm doing it every single day. I'm literally working on this every day. I'm creating offers for people. I'm creating insights. I'm creating ways to package this whole thing. And as an offer set, right here, just again, a few examples, right? This is actually what I was going to build the offer on for you guys, because Danny is our core avatar. So this is who I was using this as an example to show you how the offer can be created. And so it's, creating the expert guidance and support. You'll have access to a team of world-class marketers who spent 25 years helping experts, coaches, and authors create compelling offers that contract and convert your ideal clients. You'll receive expert guidance and support every step of the way, from identifying your avatar's pain points and desires to creating an irresistible offer that meets their needs and solves their problems, right? So literally, this was the offer that I was going to roll through with you guys and show you the demonstration of what collaborating with ChatGPT with an expert in sales can create, right? And so it goes all the way down. And like I said, it's got more and more here that I've been stunned at what it's been able to do. And there's times where it just doesn't work really well. And so that's why it's not going to solve anything for you. It's going to allow you to solve some things faster and better, but you already have to be the expert. If I wasn't already a sales and offering expert, this would be dangerous to try to do on my own, because I would not be working the right way. Right. So it's asking questions. This is the app, and these are the threads over here. Right. And so you can have it put out different types of output styles. Please provide the offers here and provide it in a table format. Right. When I had to go put together a webinar, same thing, and put it into, what are the slides? What are the outcomes? I said, can you suggest some graphics, please, to go with each one of the slides? And this is something that we offer as a bonus when you do the $1,000 workshop, right? We'll also work with you to create the output of a slide deck. So what's your webinar? What's the suggested script and the talk and the flow? What are the slides, suggested decks? You can literally have this whole thing built out, including hooks, subject lines. What are the proposed emails? What about your FAQs that you want to put together? You can literally build this whole thing out and then hand it to your marketing team and say, roll with this. And you can do it in a short period of time. Most of the time, that whole process, the most extensive launch that we ever wrote, right, took about 6 months to write all the copy, all the emails, all the builds, all the videos. It's like just navigating what does that path look like, and then writing them, and then rewriting them, and then rewriting them, and then, oh, let's get Jim to do a video, and when is that video going to be done? Let's test it and tweak it. Oh, that video didn't work right. This is a journey. It can take you 6 months. 3 to 5 days is very, very generous, and that's usually when you have all that stuff already worked out, right? You can have all of this in a version 1.0 in a day without having to pay $10,000 to a copywriter to do it. And please pay copywriters. They're worth their weight in gold. They're great at this, especially if you're going to try to do this on your own. Bottom line is this: every piece of technology in the history of mankind was designed to help us do something. AI is scary because it's actually designed to replace us. And so I don't know what that timeline is. God hasn't given me any, he hasn't whispered in my ear and told me that in 3 years and 18 months or 6 months, whatever it is, this industry is going to be gone or that's going to happen. I just know that that's what's coming. And we know that there's a lot of nefarious people who are getting their hands on a lot of this. And it's only as good as the people who are creating it. What I do know is the people who are going to be replaced are going to be the people who are running from it. The people who are going to be victim to it because they don't know how to embrace it. The people who are going to ride this thing to success, the people who lean in, take action, and learn how to work with it and have it work for you. You'll have uniqueness, you'll have value set, you'll have a very powerful, unique set of offerings and ways to be useful. And so instead of being overrun by ChatGPT or any other of the next iterations, next versions, and whatever else is coming. So I don't intend on being a victim on the roadside. I intend to make my mark and continue to expand. And we are going to crush it in these next few years, even more so, exponential results over what we've had. And I want you guys to be there with us. I want you getting great results. This is not the time. The one thing, here's what's going to happen. If you're in the middle, you're going to get crushed. You either need to be the low price leader, something that has no interest in being valued and taken over, or you need to be the high price leader at what you do and bring distinct set of values. But if you're in the middle hanging out, you will be replaced. You'll be crushed. That's the first place it's going to go, because those are the easiest jobs and opportunities to replace. And I don't want that for you. Let's go take advantage of this thing. Let's take care of it. Let's turn what is intended to do something to us, and let's allow it to do something for us. So, any other questions?
Yes. A few notes. Someone mentioned that, can I bring my copywriter? Can I bring my team? Yes, if you want to bring a team, if you have a business partner, bring your business partner. More brains, the better. And everybody needs to learn how to use this tool. AI is not going to take your job. It's not going to take your business. The people who learn how to optimize and work with ChatGPT and AI, they're the ones that are going to dominate and end up winning. We have a dear colleague and friend, and Andrea Hoffer is here, and she's an expert recruiter for organizations. And, she was messaging me. She's like, oh my gosh, I'm addicted to ChatGPT. I wanted to be here. And she's going to use it. Like, how can she help her clients make better hiring decisions? How can she create better job postings? How can she create, right? It's how do we use this to just get better, smarter, faster? Yeah, love it. Love it.
Yeah. And we're here to support that whole journey, guys. We want to work with you, help you on that. And we have other partners who are also working on different pieces of this so that we have more complete process. We want to deliver you everything you need to be able to make sales and offers in your business, so that revenue is not going to be a problem while you're trying to figure out your next iterations of your business. You'll just be able to do these quicker and more effectively. So any other questions? Kim, how's it going to serve your business? Shrin Sharma, good to meet you. I've got a lot of new faces here today, guys. What's your plan if you don't do this? $500. We were going to do this for $2,500. That was our plan. That's our kind of one of our go-tos. We go to a lot of $2,500 workshops. We said, let's just make this super easy, no brainer. And if you can't say yes to this, then I can't help you. I don't know what else to do. I consider it a $97 a month subscription where we can just feed you scripts. And we still may do that, but you need to know how to build this thing. You need to have the mind, the brain power capacity of the experts around you to help you get this done, so that you're not just taking these scripts and trying to figure it out. So what other questions do you have on any of this? I know we went through it fairly quickly, but you understand the concept. So if you want to go work with it and make it happen, please do. We've given you enough wind in your sails to make something work. But for the price that we put on the table, I would strongly encourage you to consider. I don't know where you would find, you can hire anybody differently for $1,000 at my level of expertise and what our business credibility and expertise is. So before we change our minds and eject that, take advantage of that price. We just want to help, guys. We know that everybody here is not a long-term client of ours. That doesn't mean we can't help you with something that's an obvious problem right now. Jason, anything you want to add?
Oh, let me just unmute. Yeah, like what's exciting about this to me is that even though like I have been hearing about ChatGPT for like weeks and weeks, it's like feels like all we're hearing about in terms of like, oh, it's doing all this great stuff. And when I pulled up the interface for the first time and I looked at it, I'm like, do great stuff. But we're not at that place yet of my skill level, right? So, but when I did started to play with it a little bit, I started to see like it was actually I'm creating some new training videos and things like that, and I'm putting together. I was like really a great tool to put together a new language and and things like that. And especially coming from a place of knowing, like I'm putting in my content that I know and then seeing what it's giving back to me. I'm like, oh, that's a better way to phrase that. I'm like, this actually is really useful. And so this now, the level that you're taking it to actually creating offers takes this to a whole nother level, which is the big mystery of that person out there that I want to reach. What is their concern? How do I speak in their language? This is the challenge that no matter what size of our clients that come in, they come in really big or they come in small, they're always still mystified and not really sure and doing a lot of guessing around what's going on with the person that they want to serve. And this feels like is bringing all of that into a usable way. So I'm super excited. This is so great and good to be on the bleeding edge of something finally.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. And it's real. I mean, I see a couple of questions here, Andrea. The difference between the 500 and the 1,000. 500, you get the workshop and 3 weeks of support in our membership. With the 1,000, you get the workshop, 3 weeks of support, you get a one-on-one coaching call, and you get access to our offer creations workshop, with something that, again, we've sold for $2,500 typically. And it's all in recorded. So you literally walk through it. And the beauty of it is everything inside of that workshop is what all of the assets we create helps you do. So inside the workshop, it teaches you all the things you need to do to build the offer. And it's designed to help you actually start creating the offer. What we're going to do in the ChatGPT workshop is build those assets much faster so they can actually be implemented. And as the bonus for that, as I mentioned, I will also include your webinar script and webinar slides. We'll help you with that as well. So again, you can pay a copywriter on $500 or $500 and not get anywhere near the depth of this stuff. So, typically it's people hire us for strategic days starting at 25,000. So we just want to make this helpful. We can't do it for one person for 500, but for a group of people, we're happy to do it and make sure it's really valuable to you. And I'll be honest with you, a lot of this is we're figuring stuff out with you. Only difference is I got a greater head start. I actually have a membership that I'm part of, and what he does is he spends his time testing all kinds of technology, so that we don't have to have 50,000 apps and figure out that they don't work after we paid for them for 6 months. So he tests all of the apps and then brings us the results. So we can go, oh, this one works this way under these circumstances. Let's do that. Right. That's the same thing here. It's like, work with us. Let us be your test case. Let us work with this in our factory so that you're not out there practicing crappy offers on the public. Let's start getting this thing dialed in right.
One thing I want to mention that's really distinct about like this work that is available to come in and do is that there's all kinds of different group programs in business. There are all kinds of stuff that you can attend and sign up for, and guaranteed you'll come away with a lot of good ideas. And the thing with good ideas, they're just that. They're really good ideas. When it comes down to implementing them and making them into something that actually converts, that is what has been Jim and Cindy's space. Is like, let's have a good idea that converts into a customer, converts into a business relationship, converts into something useful. Otherwise, it's just another good idea. And so even though we're excited about ChatGPT and what we're using here, what we're using this is just something else to leverage the knowledge, skill, and ability to create something that converts. So what you're going to come away with is something that can really convert for you and start making a difference to your bottom line right away.
Amen.
Yeah. And understand, we love systems and scale and leverage. So we don't do anything for one purpose, ever, ever, ever. We work too hard to create any one thing that we do in our business, whether it's a new offer, whether it's a live event, whether it's anything, so that we're always looking at it like, what is this system and how is it going to be duplicated to create X, Y, Z? So,
what you mean
whatever you take
is something we don't create them for one-time use, and we don't recommend you do either. Great stuff that you're going to leverage and scale and optimize and do best. If you're going to go through the hardest effort that you're going to put in is doing it the first time.
Yeah.
So don't put in all that effort just to do it once. Make sure you at least commit to doing it twice, whatever it is, a workshop, a webinar, a training, an offer. Like that way you can optimize it and start continuing to improve.
Right.
Good question here. Tan, I don't know what the A is. I'll just call you Tan. So based on decades of experience, what are the 3 biggest offer mistakes that business owners overlook? First and foremost is everybody's too busy selling their product. That's the number 1 mistake. Most people say, here's my product, let me sell it to people. And I will say that usually your product is the least important part of the process. You have to be really clear about what is the problem they're trying to solve and the pain point they're trying to address, and what is the prospect journey that is leading them predictably towards the intersection of pain and solution, right? So if you agitate the bleeding neck problem, most people don't do that. We don't talk about the bleeding neck problem. We talk about the thing that might be a little bit sore. I don't know too many people who are running, screaming with their hair on fire to go pay money to solve something that isn't really a big problem. So your job is to find the actual bleeding neck problem, because that does half the battle. You don't have to compel somebody to buy something if they're bleeding. They already know they need a solution. Now you just have to be the logical solution, the one who understands them and clearly. So that's the first piece. Versus selling the product. Second is not agitating the pain, right? Too many people are very focused on trying to sell pleasure and trying to sell the promise of a dream outcome. And while it's nice, it's not as compelling. Nobody here, the fact that Google is already full of dream outcomes. How come you don't have the dream life you're looking for? Right? It's because you haven't experienced enough pain to actually take action in that direction. And it's our job to put offer structures in place that will help people identify the pain, have commitment to needing to solve it, and doing something about it now and doing it with you. That, and then my personal opinion, this is not a statistical fact. This is our experience. This is anecdotal, but at a very high scale of antidote. I think most people undercharge for everything they're doing. And most people make the mistake of building ascension models. Ascension models only work if you've got an unlimited budget to run a high quantity of ads so that you can move people in mass through a funnel that's going to get them to a place of making revenue. If you sell 10 things a week at $297, you're not making any money. You have to sell hundreds of things a week or month at $297 to begin to make any money. And most of that's going to go back into backfill your ad flow and your ad purchases, and you're going to make your money on your ascension model, which most people don't build well enough to keep people around. And what ends up happening is you start putting an offer in front of 10% of your possible buyers, because the rest of them have already fallen off because you've made them wait way too long and work too hard to try to actually get to the solution. We go the opposite. So my opinion, biggest mistake you can make is start at the bottom instead of the top. What's your $10,000 offer? Sell that. And then the people who don't buy that, you can nurture them into your $297 as a landing place, but don't do the opposite, because you don't have any money and you can't afford that. Does that make sense? Go make profit. We spent 2 years selling nothing but 6-figure clients in our outsourced sales capacity. Out of profit, we start working on other things we can sell and build and grow, because you have to have sustainability to test and tweak over time to figure out how your marketing channels are going to work for what offers. You don't have the luxury of doing that if you don't have money in the bank. So start premium, and then out of profitability, start building scale. Hopefully that's helpful, Tan. I get on rants. I like to rant.
Jim, could you break down, you were referring to an ascension model, and
Yes.
I think those of us super not familiar with that term, we're kind of putting together what you were describing. Could you just give a description of what an ascension model is?
Absolutely. Let me show you visually what we're talking about. We have, where did it go? I have my offer pyramid. Here we go. So here's a sample offer pyramid, and this is one thing we'll work with you on at our workshop. We have offer pyramid. This is for our event pyramid, and it's fairly still accurate. The main thing is we work with people to create your top 3 components, your top 3 tiers of your pyramid. We have an exclusive, we have a big player package in our event space. You pay us for $100,000, we'll deliver you $1 million event. But of course, you have to meet certain criteria to make that work. Or between 25 and 50K, you can hire us, and plus, plus commissions and other things involved to deliver an event, help you build an event. Or at our Build Your Event Bootcamp for $5,000, you can come in the door and we'll help you build it, but then you got to go run it and you go do it yourself. But it's a fantastic resource to literally create the foundation of your event and then go make it happen. Okay, so we focus here. We want people coming in at the door at the 100K. For those who can't, then they hire us to work with them on their event. For those who are not ready for that, they come in the door and we help them build their event. Right. And then at the low end of it is which we're doing in a couple of weeks, I think, is a build your event workshop where we help you identify the foundational bricks necessary to deliver a 6 or 7 figure event. Right. But we focus here. And then while in the meantime, we run ads and marketing campaigns and stuff to start filling in at the bottom, but we're not making a living on the $97 workshops. Those become, if somebody's not ready for this, we get them at least to the workshop, and then it gives them another chance to get in our world, learn more about us, etc. But what most people do is they start down here and they say, how many people can I get into my $97 workshop? And that works if you can get 100 people a week. Like, so you get some volume where you know what your metrics are. You know that for every 100 people who get this, 18 of them go here, 5 of them go here, and 3 of them go here. If you have those kind of metrics and that kind of consistency and that kind of quality targeted marketing, which is the hardest part about scaling at that volume. That's why you need revenue and money in the bank, because we talk to the best marketers on the planet. Because of our business model, we are connected to many of them all around the world for all kinds of prices and stuff that will blow your mind at what people are spending on marketing. And none of them can guarantee anything. The only people who are really, really winning consistently at scale are people who are spending 6 and 7 figures monthly on ad spends with offers that have been proven for years and working. So it's not as much guessing and technique as much as it is a volume game. And that's the ugly truth that most people won't tell you, and something we just see every single day. So hopefully was that clear? Is that helpful?
Yeah, that was great. So in terms of so the best approach to scale is to be focused on what your premium offer is.
Solve the biggest problem.
And then back it up from there.
Yep. Yeah. Or like I said, if you've got the deep pockets and you can put it, if you have a quality ad spend you can put in place and you can sell 1,000 of the $97 a month, go for it.
You still need a proven offer though.
You do.
Yes, without that, you just spent a whole bunch of money and people went like, that's interesting.
And, I want to encourage you guys, just again, given the times and the climate we're in, understand that this is such a unique intersection in the history of the world. We're coming upon an inflationary period that is going to start mirroring 2008 and probably worse. And that's a conversation for another day. Happy to talk about that stuff. I obsess on following what's going on in the political and the Fed and the financial climate stuff, because I am very informed. I would dare say overly informed. But there are huge opportunities coming. The more tension and fear and problems that are in the marketplace, the more problems there are to solve. And they typically are revealing new problems, which means they're waiting for somebody to step in. That's why we jumped into this. We thought, I don't know how long this is going to be. We think maybe could be a few months, could be the rest of 2023, where people are going to need to rely on ChatGPT to build offers. And this is a tool that we can jump in, and a piece of the marketplace we can grab for however long this lasts, while we're doing something else too. Right. And the same thing. And don't think that when you show up to that workshop that we're not going to have another offer for you. Right. We're always going to be thinking, what's the premium end of this? And we're going to be encouraging and role modeling for you how to do the same, because I highly suggest that you always do. Always be thinking of not what's the next thing I can sell them, what's the next problem that I can solve for them. Because there's always there's no such thing as a solution that doesn't bring with it a new problem. Every problem you solve brings a new solution. So your job is to continue to be working down that line. We can help you do it faster and smarter. All right. So hopefully we're seeing you all there, guys. Who's jumping in? Who's jumping in? $500, $1,000, and 500. Just do it. If no matter what, you just got to commit with 500 today, because then you can come up with the other 500 in a couple of weeks. And bottom line is, we'll help you. And I'll tell you this, just for you who stuck around and stayed on this, and anybody who's watching this recording right now, we're going to give you 3 weeks of support after the workshop. Any of you who sign up today, we'll give you 2 extra weeks of support. So you'll be able to jump in starting tomorrow on our membership call. So you'll get 5 weeks. Just because I'm feeling generous and because you're still here. So you're still here. Let me get you to roll. So you can literally sign up today, $500. You jump on our Wednesday calls tomorrow for 2 weeks. Then you do the workshop, and then you still have 3 weeks of support. Guys, no brainer. I am just throwing money at you right now. Take advantage. I'm trying to make this as easy and irresistible as I can. I don't know how to do that any less.
Yeah.
Legally, anyway.
Awesome. Well, I'm gonna call it a wrap. I think it was I don't think this was a great presentation. I was real excited for it. Again, Jim's genius truly is offer creation to extrapolate and just really, pull amazing things out of business owners they didn't even think was possible. It is about solving the biggest problems. Life is moving fast. Everybody's distracted. Your clients have more problems. They have bigger problems, and they have a greater sense of urgency to solve them. They need you to understand that. They need you to be able to communicate that in really powerful, succinct ways. And that's what we're going to do for you and with you. So it's an incredible offer. We encourage you. We're going to drop the link in one more time. We will send a replay and emails to follow up. And we look forward to working with you. We look forward to helping you really. This is the beginning of Q2, right? This is the next 3 months of 2023. Raise your hand if you're right on track and you made all the revenue and closed all the sales you wanted in Q1. Right? If you did,
Amen.
praise Jesus, let's go make some more. But if you didn't, then let's go figure it out and close more sales together.
Yeah. And if you know anybody else who needs to benefit from this, including your clients, the best trick to getting your clients to be able to pay for your services, teach them how to make sales. Send them here so we can help them make money so they can pay you. How about that? So go make some business happen. And thanks for trusting us.
We do want to celebrate Catherine. We haven't seen your beautiful face, and we'll see you on the 14th, but Catherine's in.
Awesome. Good to have you there, Catherine. And I don't know, I know we have other people who are asking more questions and trying to get set up. And just if you don't have the funds, I would say this, guys. I mean, again, no, it's not, I'm going to do this with all the love and respect I can muster. If the thing holding you back, that $500 or $1,000 is too much for you to invest right now, then I'm going to say you need to sell something, cancel something, delete something, take your TV, go down to the Safeway parking lot and don't leave until somebody buys it, cut off your cable, go do something you got to do because you need this desperately if that's in struggle for you. Let's solve that. Let's end that problem for good.
Yeah. All right. Have a blessed day. Happy Holy Week. Happy Easter. God bless. And we'll see you soon.
We'll get you access for the call tomorrow. Elizabeth will get you what you need to be able to access that. All right, guys.
Go make some offers.